Hello guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Sim Shack. I am SimUK, and today I'm taking a look at a game called Titanic, Honor and Glory. Now, I call it a game, but technically it's not a game at all. It's one of the most incredible attempts to recreate reality I think I've ever seen. You've heard of the story. Titanic, Honor and Glory gives you the opportunity to experience the reality of being on the Titanic and going through that entire horrendous situation that led to so many deaths. Now, this particular demo is a demo that was sent to me back in 2015 when I very first started my channel, and unfortunately my PC back then didn't have the capability to really do it justice, so I'm fairly certain I didn't put a video out because I didn't want to tarnish what I thought was something really quite incredible. Unfortunately, soon after that, the Titanic Honor and Glory team had a bit of a falling out, and I don't know what happened exactly. I'm not laying blame in any particular direction, but for whatever reason development stopped, but it has returned and progressed considerably. So throughout this video, throughout this demo, I will be trying to show you some of the new stuff that's now going to be available, some of the new features that have been included, and if I'm very lucky, the developers may even supply me with an updated version. If you look down in the bottom left hand corner, this is demo version 1.2. Lord knows what they're on now, but it's way beyond this. So let's begin. So the idea of this game is to completely recreate the entire Titanic and also the dockyards surrounding it where it was built, and I think possibly every port thereafter. That may have changed somewhat since it was originally outlined. As you can see here, 2015, this is like 10 years ago, and you can see why my PC struggled. I mean, look at the quality of this. I mean, just the water alone is a good example. Right, so let's just have a little walk around, shall we? Through these doors, first-class passengers boarded the Titanic at Southampton. These doors were opened by Second Officer Light Toller during the sinking with the intention of loading lifeboats through them. However, no lifeboats are rowed to them, and they only hastened the flooding. Wow. These are the kind of thing... It's going to blow you away, this, guys. Honestly. This way to the first-class cabins on D deck. Okay. I mean, just look at the detail. I believe, my understanding is that this is the actual carpet, or a recreation of the actual carpet that was in the Titanic. Look at these rooms. This is the D-deck reception room. In this room, first-class passengers would meet before entering the dining saloon for dinner. After dinner, tea and light fare would be served as the orchestra played tunes of the day. Look at the detail on the metalwork, on the woodwork. This is 10 years ago, guys. 10 years ago. Now, there are some areas that I couldn't get to before. This is already behaving a million times better than it did when I first looked at it. Right, let's stay on this deck first. French tapestry woven by Aubusson for the White Star Line, based on the Chassé de Guise series. So I think if I press Shift I, it gets rid of that so you can actually look at it. Look at the detail. Absolutely stunning. So this way to the first-class dining saloon. You remember in the movie Titanic, this is where all the tables and everything started sliding and water was coming in and people were screaming. That's this next room. Meal service in the first-class dining saloon was included in the price of a first-class ticket. Sunday mornings, the room would be used for religious services. The saloon was being set for breakfast during the iceberg collision. Oh, hang on. Well, it says this way to the first class, but maybe that's not implemented yet. I'm sure I could get in there. You could if you look through the window, and this is how brilliant it is, you can actually see all the tables are laid out and everything. There could well be another way in. Perhaps that door just is not active. Continue having a walk around. Deck D here. Through these doors, passengers from the tenders at Cherbourg and Queenstown would board the Titanic. Others would disembark at these locations. The first-class Cherbourg tender, Nomadic, is the last remaining ship built for the White Star Line and is currently preserved in Belfast, Northern Ireland. Oh, crikey. That was unexpected. Electrical distribution panel. Panels like this and others are found around the ship, control the flow of electricity to lighting and other circuits. Shock risk. Do not touch. How cool is that? You have to remember, this was back in, like, before World War One. This was, electricity wasn't something that everybody had at that time. Right, so that's the first class cabins again. And these are the first class elevators. I don't believe these work. At least not in the version that we've got. So if I get really close to it, you can see it blurs out completely. But that's not because the textures are crap. If I just back up, the textures are actually very good. Just one last time to remind you, 10 years ago this was. Now this is what really got me. Hang on, if this is the way to the first class cabins, why can't I go in there? So it looks like that's out of bounds. Okay. So we'll have to go down one level. Perhaps this is the level that's not very well completed. Yeah, okay, so this is the same thing. So that's not accessible right now. So should we go up or should we go down? Let's go down. Deeper and down. You see these tapestries are everywhere, especially in all the main stairwells. It's an emergency door. Okay, so this is the grand staircase, E deck. This way to the first class cabins on E deck and Scotland Road. Further down are the bath facilities. Let's follow the dots. Locations in this direction include alternate first and second class cabins and the second class staircases. Now, okay, this is what I was talking about. This is what really got me. You see, not all the doors, but a lot of the doors have got little icons on. And what it will tell you is who was in that room and whether or not they survived. Uncertain. Crew cabin, lady clerk and restaurant cashier. No mention of their survival. Laura Mabel Francatelli, secretary to Lady Duff Gordon. Some of these rooms you can go into as well, of course. Locations in this direction include the mailroom and first class squash courts. Okay, you can see how narrow some of the areas are. So this is Edward Calderhead Spencer, Silverthorne. No mention of whether he survived. Pauline Gibson, Dorothy Winifred. Margaret Brown, also known as the unsinkable Molly Brown. I believe Molly Brown was on a number of ships which sank, and she survived them all. John Flynn, James McGough, or maybe not the Titanic. I wish I could jump just to look out of that porthole. So it looks like these are very much the staff cabins. First class elevator foyer. These are the 3 elevators lead to A, B, C, D, and E decks. Elevators are out of order. Okay. Let's go back and see if we can't find some actual passenger. Uncertain. Also, it'd be nice to be able to look in one of these rooms. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's stunning. Right. Oh, okay. Scotland Road, named after a street in Liverpool where many of the crew of the early White Star Line ships lived. Scotland Road is the main access passage for crew and third-class passengers. It ran the length of the ship along the port side, although what is featured in this demo is only a short section near the middle of the ship. 22 crew berths. Stewards. Second-class stewards. The drying room. This way to Scotland Road forward and third class forward. But we can't go that way, so let's head back the other way. And I love all the little sound bites that we've got everywhere. Boiler room 4. Crew stairs. I don't think I can get in there. Boiler room 3. Waiters. Drying room. Waiters. A room used to handle ash from the boiler rooms whilst in port. 20 crew berths. What's that on the floor? Not sure. This way to Scotland Road aft, third class aft, and the turbine and reciprocating engine rooms. So I think if we go down here, we can see. Oh, look at that. This must be second class, third class. So even third class is pretty, I mean, that's, I would consider that to be rather nice. I wouldn't be at all upset with that. This room is where the third class passengers, primarily single men or men travelling in groups, would dine. As a safety precaution, single men were segregated from families, women and children and were quartered in the forward section of the ship. That seems reasonably sensible. I don't know why they don't do that kind of thing more these days. This way to the forward third class dining room. You can see, I think these are official White Star Line pictures, maybe some of which you could get on cigarette cards or matches cards and things like that. Very decent. Third class pantry. I don't think we can go in there. I'm glad my PC can run this now. This is the other side of the dining saloon for third class peeps. Okay, let's head back up. We got loads more to see. Loads more to see. Right, we were heading down, weren't we? Let's continue heading down. So this is deck F. It's the lowest deck of the grand staircase. There are no first class cabins on this deck, and apart from the floor of the squash court, no first class facilities below this deck. That's the fan room. This way to the plunge bath swimming pool. A watertight door is beyond this door. Yes, man. Weighing machine used by passengers to compare weights before and after a session in the baths to see if they were able to sweat off any weight. Brilliant. This way to additional Turkish bath facilities. I don't think I can get in there. Turkish bath cooling room. This richly appointed room is where passengers would go to cool off after a rigorous bathing process. False portholes covered by Cairo curtains, which became leftover decor elements after Titanic's Turkish bath layout, was changed from Olympics design, this room being moved inboard. That's a locker. That's the changing stools. Please donate to our campaign. Maybe it was that held them up. They didn't secure enough funding, perhaps. Turkish bath cooling room. This ritually appointed room is where the passengers would go to cool off after a rigorous bathing process. Storage locker. Female Turkish bath attendants, 2 assistants and stewards. Clothes pressing room. Baggage master and squash racket court professional. Second steward, Turkish bath attendants. Okay. And I don't think I can get any further down. Let's start going up and see if we can find some of the rooms that we can go into. Beautiful staircase, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. I love this. The central pillar, column, if you will. If you want to explore the areas above and experience the voyage and sinking, please visit us on Indigo and donate to help make it a reality. Oh, that's frustrating. I know there's a room I can get into. Cannot seem to recall where it was. I only assume it's on this floor. Blast it. Well, okay, but I think you get the general idea. And this, remember, this was 10 years ago, and this is how accurate this whole area is. It looks phenomenal. Just wondering if there's a second part of the demo or something. Do you know what I think it was? I think because when I first played this, my PC really struggled with it. So I was glitching out and stuttering all over the place. And I think somehow I got past here up onto the next floor. It was something like that. It's 10 years ago. Remember? I'm trying to remember 10 years back. But I think I somehow glitched my way past that barrier. And I found some rooms up there or down there or somewhere that were open and accessible. So yes, okay, we've got a small snippet of the area. It's beautiful, isn't it? Real huge attention to detail, and yeah, the devs are hard at work and doing really well by all accounts. There's a Patreon page that you can go and support them, because obviously they need support, but equally they need funding. So your moral support and your financial support are essential to unlocking this. But I mean, this is a fantastic taster, I think. Even at 10 years old, it's a fantastic taster of what they are planning on doing and the quality that they're doing it at. Such a shame. So many of these indie-backed phenomenal experiences are cut short through lack of funding or lack of interest or whatever. But there we go. That's all I can show you today. Hopefully they'll come back to me with a more up-to-date demo and I can showcase it a bit more for you. But absolutely sublime. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye for now.
Underneath the starlit sky, I cast my line. Sim UK's calling, where the water shines. Reeling in the biggest dreams, patience is the key. In this world of fishing, it's just you and me. With a touch of British grit and a flick of the wrist, the hook set deep, it's a passionate twist. Lessons from the riverbanks, honest and true. With Sim UK by my side, there's nothing we can't do. Smooth waters under a dusky shade, fishing realistically in the life we made. Honest reviews that cut right to the bone. In this game of skill, we found our home. Raw feelings on the line, just cast them away. Critical thoughts on the bait, the honest rate. Oh, Sim UK, with your real world view. In the waters of life, I'm reeling in with you. Oh, your tutorials guiding me through every twist and turn. Every cast is a lesson, wisdom hard-earned. With a rod in my hand, I see clear as day. Living in the moment, letting worries drift away. From the quiet lakes to the rushing streams, everybody promised fulfilling our dreams. British shores echo the beauty around. In this world of fishing, serenity is found. Smooth waters under a dusky shade, fishing realistically in the life we made. Honest reviews that cut right to the bone. In this game of skill, we found our home. Raw feelings on the line, just cast and wait. Critic thoughts on the bait, the honest rate. Oh, Sim UK, with your real world view. In the waters of life, I'm reeling in with you. And as the sun sets low, casting shadows so wide, I reflect on the journey, the thrill of the ride. Every ripple a story with truth intertwined. In these streams of reality, our hearts align. Fact-based reflections, that's how we roll. In the game of fishing, it's more than just a goal. With every cast, we dare to engage. Family of enthusiasts, together we stage. So here's to the fishermen and the women too. Sim UK's guiding hand, we find what's true. As we reel in the moments with hearts open wide, fishing realistically with pride as our guide. With every splash of water and the whispering breeze, together we discover life's joy and its ease.